AC, our show is just like trucking along.
I know.
Coming up, we have Doc Cromwell and Mike B, who I've been really excited
Mike
to.
SB. Mike SB. Mikey SB. That's him.
I didn't write it down right, Mike. That's totally my fault. I wrote it down wrong.
You're good. They normally get it confused, but yeah, Mikey.
I have it written 2 different ways. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm going to do this intro again. I would like to introduce Mike SB and Doc Cromwell. I am so sorry.
What up? What up, Doc? What up, Mike?
What's going on, guys?
How y'all? Thanks for having us.
No problem. Everything's good. Everything is good. How are you feeling today? How do you feel now that the compilation is out? I know you've been kind of keeping it as a secret for a minute.
Hey, Doc, what up, by the way, man? You
What's good,
go
bro?
hard, bro.
Man, I guess I'll go first, man. You know, I feel amazing, man. I just stopped by New York this weekend because I had to pick up some stuff because I moved to Atlanta. So I've just been like, I was riding around listening to the compilation the whole weekend, and like everybody on there is amazing, and it's an exciting time, man. It's good to have it out.
Nice.
Yeah, no, same here. I mean, it's crazy. I'm like a huge. You guys can hear me, right?
Yep.
I'm a huge proponent of taking advantage of opportunity. I mean, much like, Glasshouse was saying, I'm just so passionate about music, been making it for so long that I submitted to this and forgot about it. And then I got an email and I was like, oh my God, like, look at what a free submission does. So I'm blessed. Everything going on in the world, man. We need more positivity, and this music is super, super powerful and uplifting. So thank you guys.
Nice.
No, that's awesome. I mean, Mike, I'm kind of curious because you kick off the compilation. So not only were you selected, but you're the first track that anyone hears. So I just wanted to know what that felt like to be that person.
Yeah, that was crazy too. Cause number one, like I said, when I got the email back first, I was like, man, did I submit to this? And then I was like, yo, I must have, like, cause I'm always doing Spotify playlist submission, like always trying to get another ear on my music. But my buddies actually told me it was number one, because I know Spotify's got a thing going on where, like, you as a person, if you get placed in a playlist, you might see, yourself number one. So I was like, maybe it's just the algorithm, like, showing me number one. And then my buddies had, like, shot me DMs like, yo, Apple Music, like, yo, SoundCloud, you're number one. I was like, yo, this is like nuts, because I didn't even think, like, I'm always taking advantage of opportunity. It doesn't always come through, but this, I was like, oh my God. And yeah, no, that was crazy. I was like legit crying. I was like, man, this is so nuts.
I mean, that's something we should also say. This is on every platform.
Yeah,
so this is not just on SoundCloud. That's what I also think is so awesome about this, is this doesn't just live in the SoundCloud funnel. The fact that, this is on Apple and Spotify and all of those things, I think is just also speaks volumes to how great this, the music is. But yeah.
Again, yeah, no, nuts. And so much talent. I was like, whoa, you guys came correct, man. Thanks.
What about you, man? Like,
yeah, man. Yeah, it's a crazy situation because it's just like I set out this year saying like my biggest goal was going to be consistency. I had just focused on releasing like a record every single month. SoundCloud, always shares like a lot of correspondence on like, you got hashtag for this opportunity. We have this thing happening. So, as an independent artist, you just take like every single shot in the dark, and it's like, this is just one of the ones that panned out. And, I'm a self-managed, I've been self-managed for like so long, you know what I mean? So like when I got contacted by SoundCloud, let me know about the opportunity, it was just amazing to me because it's like Pharrell is like one of them dudes, like he's one of those people who's like the reason why I do it, you know what I mean? Like he had like this, I think it was called like the Yes Sir's version of his song That Girl that he did with like Questlove.
Yeah.
On my iTunes, I got it like 982 plays, and people think who will like listen to one record for hours, So like when I heard the news, it was just like, it's shocking, It's just like to be able to even like have my name next to his name is just crazy.
Dope. When you wrote God Bless, like what space were you in at the time, and like how did that record even come about?
Yeah. So I was staying in a creative house out in Brooklyn called The Parlor. And it was out in like East Flatbush. And, it's one of those neighborhoods that, people will look and say like, that's old Brooklyn, that's old New York. But I was there for 5 years. So I was starting to see it like change,
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was just one day I was going to the train and it was like, everything looked different outside. And I remember joking with one of my friends, like, oh, we about to get a Starbucks out here. You know what I mean? And it kind of shifted me into like wanting to write a concept where I tackle kind of like the positive but then negative sides of like gentrification coming into play. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like there's themes of that moving throughout the record of God Bless. And then just naturally coming from Philadelphia, you know, I haven't always had like great interactions with like the authorities or whatnot. And unfortunately, that's kind of like in the DNA of my music. You know what I mean? So it just so happens that like, it just felt like the time to release that song. And then with everything that just transpired right after, it's like, I could see why, like, you know, it made sense and fits well into the project, you know, and I'm just happy to be able to like amplify and share that message.
No, that's dope, man. It's a really great record. Mike, when you wrote Slow Day, when I heard Slow Day, I was like, it felt like a time, like basically watching time pass you by type of record. And so like when you wrote it, what space were you in? Because it's definitely setting the tone of the actual compilation to start out with it.
Nuts. Yeah. I mean, you know, Slow Day was just like any other record that I was writing. And, you know, I write and I live in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I mean, I grew up in South Florida. And I work full time for my family business. So I'm always juggling, like I've always tried to like integrate catchy but conscious, and Slow Day is more of like a ballad where I'm pushing out of like, you know, just hip hop, not just hip hop, but, you know, rapping, pushing out of just rapping. Cause forever I started with music cause I was super infatuated with hip hop growing up, just listening on my Walkman and my brother's old CDs and stuff. And, you know, as I grew older, I feel like a musician. So I wanted to sing more. I started playing some instruments. So this was one of those records where I found a perfect production and I was like, yo, you know, I could put my heart on this one real quick. So Slow Day is just like what it says, you know, Slow Day. Lately it's been about the cash, had it with the no pay. You know, sometimes life is tough, and it's one of those days. Yeah, like you're saying, you know, watching time go by, I was sitting here and just thinking about how can I make something that's relatable. I'm always trying to mesh that catchy and conscious. I want them to like it and be catchy, but I also want to give somebody some substance. And a lot of my people like that I try and push like a positive message through the music, because I try and make some music for like, you know, a future time when people really need something to listen to, because that's what music did for me. So yeah, this was literally a slow day. And I just wanted to put, man, you know, like some of the artists said, man, you know, I've been doing this for so long, and just to get a break or something like this, man, I go right back to my fan base and I say, yo, keep going. And that's what I want everybody to know. This is for y'all. And yeah, this record is for y'all too. Everybody who's working and chasing that dream, don't give up, because it's possible. Even if it takes a long, long time, man, you got to be happy, and you got to just keep going.
I mean, I think, you know, what's so awesome and what you said is just so relatable, right? Like this is, you know, people are, you know, Mike, you said it the best, I think too, is like, you know, you got a real job, you're doing this as well. You know, it's like that balance of creator, artist, and real life. You know, so there is that balance. And now here you are. Crazy. You know, Pharrell listens to your track and it could take off from here. Like these are the moments, like these, you know, are those moments of putting in all that work, you know what I mean? Like really comes to fruition a little bit. To be recognized, I should say, is probably the biggest thing, you know. And a lot of kids that are out here that are watching the show and, you know, that are putting music out on SoundCloud, what piece of advice do you have for them? I mean, I know, Mike, you said keep going, which I totally agree. But, you know, do you have anything right now, especially in these crazy times?
Yes. Take yourself seriously. Nobody thought my stuff was cool until I thought it was cool. And I wouldn't have made this record if I wasn't comfortable with myself, because I came from, you know, I mean, I'm a white kid and I was just super infatuated with hip hop. My dad played guitar growing up. My brother was in the metal bands, but you know, my brother had some hip hop laying around, and for some reason that was what caught me. And, you know, I stood out forever, and everybody, you know, I never found my lane until I thought I was cool. And once I started thinking when I was putting out was cool, people started thinking it was cool. And that just got me to this slow day where I felt comfortable enough talking my stuff in the way that I wanted to talk it, sing it, whatever. And look at what the world said. So God is great, man. Yeah. Trust yourself, love yourself, and believe in yourself. That's what's up.
Awesome.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
Dot, what about you?
Oh, man. I think, you know, being honest to your journey, you know, and honest to yourself, because it's just like, it's very easy to like look at something else that's happening and like, ooh, I could like trace that. That worked for them. It could work for me, you know? And it's
right.
You know, everyone's journey is their own. And the one thing that they're not doing anymore is like, they're not making any more versions of you. You know what I mean? You're the only one. So it's like, I think you be honest to that, and you'll see like, you always hear people say like build it and they will come, but like it's actually true. There's no shortcuts. You know, you got to take the long way. You know, so I just think honesty to your craft.
Can I just ask a question? Because I think this is important for a lot of kids out there. Why did you choose to self-manage over having a manager?
I feel more comfortable just like with my fate in my own hands, you know, like because the thing is that like I wake up in the morning and I'm going 1,000% for myself. But how do I know that someone else is going to do that? Because this is my life.
Honestly,
it's my life. It's my art. You know what I mean? Like I love it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like to think that someone else is waking up in the morning, they're just like at 1,000 with me. It's just like I'm self-managed until, you know, I've been like testing out certain people, but it's like I'm self-managed until I meet someone who like matches my energy and then surpasses my energy. And I feel embarrassed trying to bring them opportunities, you know? Until then, yeah.
I think it's important. You know, I think it's important because a lot of people, you know, come on and they think that needs, we're going to be doing a lot more education kind of on this, but a lot of people feel like, you know, you need all these people in order for even this to even happen. And it's like, you don't. You know, these things, these moments can happen, you know, the hashtags or putting music out can all happen without, you know, a bunch of people around you. And it has to be you and the hustle. And I think, do you guys listen to Gary Vee? Am I the only one?
Love him.
No.
Love Gary Vee, right?
For sure.
So that's his number one thing is he says like, no, like that's the number one mistake that every owner, and as an artist, you are an owner of your own entity and company that everyone makes. No one will go as hard as you. No one.
Yep.
It's just a fact, you know? And then once you realize that, people don't disappoint you as often.
Can I turn this off?
Yep.
You know? So with that, AC, let's like see kind of, you know, maybe what they have coming up.
Yeah, what's coming up next? I know that I know you. Ghost Ride was a banger. So you know, I know.
Yeah, it's a record every month, you know, and this was a pleasant surprise, you know what I mean? That kind of like, all right, cool. So I did have a record this month, but now we're gonna push it back next month. So like definitely there'll be a new record in August. You know, and you know how my game plan is like, you know, the records they hit SoundCloud first and then they hit the rest of the world. So next month.
What about you, Mike?
Yeah, very, very similar plan. I've been lately, I mean, I was going to put together a body of work. I normally drop something on my birthday. It's July 27th. So this is an early birthday gift, but I normally try and put together a body of work. But the way the landscape's been changing for me, I mean, I've, you know, just like, you know, Dom, I've been super hands-on forever. And just now I have a buddy of mine who I'm helping like dish some tasks to, my buddy Scott, who's managing what I got going on right now with the music, giving me a hand. But I'm the way the landscape's changing. I mean, I think with consumption patterns from my listeners, I think I'm just going to take the single route, you know, month to month right now and just put out my best work. Because sometimes when I put a project out, you know, you kind of add a little bit of fluff in there. Sometimes I try to keep my projects really lean. So like, I'd rather have 7 records that are just hitting really hard the way I want them to, without having like 13 with, you know, stuff that I didn't really want to make on there, but just to make the time. So going with some singles, just pushing my best music out right now. And, you know, with this opportunity on my back, just looking to, you know, legitimize the brand more and more and take advantage of any opportunity that comes my way.
Dope.
I love that.
Is it time for shout outs?
Yeah, like, I mean, I just want to say it's been incredibly, like, it's been amazing meeting you guys. And, you know, we've been talking about you all behind the scenes for a long time. So it's really nice to put faces to names and see you all. And, you know, the music you guys are putting out are amazing. And I just, you know, wish you all the best. I want to say that. But I want to give you each a chance to do shout outs. As I said in the beginning, I miss them. I think I miss the shout out life. So, you know, Don, I'm going to give you a moment, give your shout out.
All right. I mean, well, first of all, shout out to God, you know what I mean? Or Most High, the energy, the universe, you know? My mom, my sister making me like just who I am. The whole Aviated Million Watts community, my business partner, Diomata, Black Magic for producing everything. And, you know, like my whole old neighborhood, man, 75th Street, you know, Southwest. And 1885, my new homies that I'm working with on some stuff. So, yeah, man. And shout out to SoundCloud and I Am Other for just the opportunity, you know, and you guys are doing some amazing work and we needed it.
Awesome. Mike SB.
Yeah. So SB stands for soon to be. I don't want Nike suing me. I'm soon to be the man that I dreamed to be. I just had to drop that in there one time. But
nice.
Yeah, shout out to the world, man. Shout out to people who believe in themselves. Shout out to the creatives out there telling their story and taking what's going on in the world and putting it into something that's more digestible. and can teach lessons to the future generations, man. Shout out to my team. You know who you are. Shout out to SoundCloud and everybody who was working with me in the email, and Pharrell and I Am Mother, and, you know, Repost, and all you guys. People creating opportunity for people who care about what they do, man. People who create opportunity. I'm saying, you know, you get what you give, man. So thank you for giving, and I plan on giving right back. So I think it's so important. Yeah, thank you guys for this opportunity.
For sure. And another thing that people don't know, I mean, if you listen to the compilation, you probably noticed, but KP hit me on the side. Like, you guys are literally the bookends of the compilation. Grand opening, grand closing. Starting with Mike, ended with Dot. So super dope.
Yo, man. Hey, yeah, I'll hit you, Dot. We got to get some, we got to talk, man.
Yeah. Let's make it happen.
That's what SoundCloud does. Bring them together.
Beautiful. Right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Man, thank you for joining us. Thank you.